Alright guys, welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is Ali Plays. And today we're going to be doing a guide on the Fang Cleric, who is another champion that I said was on my underrated list. We're going to get started on that. We're going to go over skills, artifacts, and masteries, and we're going to take him in, showcase him in a bunch of places in the game. And I'll give you guys my honest opinion on this champion. Let's get started. Alright, so there he is, a man of the hour, Fang Cleric. Looks exactly like Spider. The last video before this. If you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you guys go check it out. He's actually crazy good, very underrated. And let's find out if Fang Cleric is underrated. So Fang Cleric is A1, Conduit Fangs. He attacks when enemy has a 75% chance of transferring one random debuff from this champion to the target. And if you actually max out this ability, you can get a 100% chance of transferring one random debuff from Fang Cleric to a target. So this ability is actually pretty nice, actually. I think the transferring of a random debuff is kind of underrated. Obviously it's not going to work for freeze or stun because you can't move, obviously. But for, let's say, like abilities like block cooldowns. So let's say you go in arena, fight a Hegemon team, and then Hegemon places block cooldowns on Fang Cleric, right? And then Fang Cleric takes his turn, and then you place it on a high priority target. Let's say Lord Shazar is on the other team. You don't want Lord Shazar to get his bombs off. If you attack him with this basic attack, you can transfer that onto Lord Shazar, and then he can't even use that ability anymore. So it's actually very nice to do, but it is situational. Shadow Blessing, I actually really like this ability. He heals an ally by 20% of his max HP, so that's always better if he heals by his max HP as opposed to his teammates' max HP, because you can just fill this guy, build him with a lot of HP, and then he should be healing them for a lot. Also, he fills the target's turn meter by 30%, so he does have a turn meter boost here if they are fully healed by the skill. So the cool thing is you can actually still use this skill even if a target has full HP and just boost the turn meter instead. And what I like about it is actually on a 2-turn cooldown, which is relatively short. And then he also places a veil buff on a target for 1 turn if they are not fully healed by the skill. So if a champion has a little bit of HP left, you can place veil on them, which will keep them alive. They cannot be targeted, but they can still get hit with an AoE ability. So yeah, that's pretty good. And veil did get buffed. So this is actually pretty strong, but it is not perfect veil. Return to ranks is very nice. It's 4-turn cooldown. Revives a dead ally with 30% HP. And then he fills the turn meter by 30%. And then he also places unkillable and 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns. So this is actually very nice as well. Not only does he bring them back, but he places unkillable on them. And if he gets his turn right after, he can also heal them. And most likely he can place a veil on them. This is actually a pretty small universal aura skill, but it is a universal. So if you don't have anybody better, I think this aura skill is very good to use. But there are obviously better options. Now let's get this straight out the gate. I do not think that Fang Cleric should be your primary support champion. I think that he should help out one of your other supports. Let's say I have Apothecary here. I can run Apothecary with Fang Cleric because Apothecary is a turn meter booster. He's a healer, and the only issue that we have with Apothecary is that he doesn't have a revive. So if he actually had an ally like Fang Cleric here to help him with the heals while also boosting turn meter, so you have 2 turn meter boosters, and then also if he needs to bring somebody back to life because Apothecary can't do that, you got Fang Cleric right here. So that's only going to help out early to mid game players. For late game players, I would only see them using Fang Cleric for faction wars. Let's move on to artifacts. I am running him with an immortal set, 2 immortal sets, and 1 resistance set. And the reason why I'm actually building with resistance because I want to try him out in arena. If I wasn't, I would actually go pure immortal sets to get his HP as high as possible so that he can heal, have much bigger heals. Because if you toss him off, they get 30% turn meter boost. So the cool thing about Fang Cleric, you guys can see that he does not need any accuracy because he doesn't have any debuffs. Technically, he does have a debuff when he transferred his own to to another champion. Let's take a look at the substats. So substats you're going to be looking for Fang Cleric. You're going to need a lot of speed. This is support. He needs to be going as much as possible so he can reduce his cooldowns as well as providing support for your allies. So you're going to need to build him a lot of HP as well because, again, the A2 ability, it works very well if his HP is very high. So best substats to look for is HP percentage and speed. And if you want to use him in arena, I don't know why you would, but I'm not going to judge you, man. If you want to use him in arena, go ahead. So yeah, you can use him with resistance if you want to use him in arena. If not, then don't use him. The reason why, again, I'm using resistance is so I can showcase him in arena for you guys. And also defense percentage is a good substat to have. We went with the HP percentage primary on the gauntlets, HP percentage chest plate, and we went with the speed boots as a primary right here. Accessories, we got the HP primary, and we tried to look for defensive substats. We have defense percentage and HP percentage right here. When I say defensive, usually with substats, I mean defense and HP percentage, not just defense percentage by itself. Defense amulet, if you have HP amulet, you can go ahead and use that. Try to find something with some resistance on it. Banner you want with the resistance banner. You can use the HP banner. Whatever has the most speed as a substat, you can go ahead and use. Total stats, 62,000 HP. Attack is low because I'm not using him as an attacker. I'm using him as a support. If you want, you can actually build him as an attacker, but he only has one attack and it's not very strong. 212 speed, 263 debuff resistance. So we went through the defensive route and the support route. So the key ones that I'm looking for. So the key masteries I'm looking at is Cycle of Revenge. He has a 50% chance of increasing turn meter by 15% when an ally is attacked with a critical hit. So that's going to be good for a support champion. And for the tier 6 mastery, we went with Timely Intervention. So it increases his turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero drops below 25% HP. This is actually very good for him to take turns. Since he doesn't have any debuff abilities, we actually went through this route down here instead of the right side because we want to get that HP up here. And we want Lay on Hands to increase the value of his heals by 5%. So again, make sure you guys build your champions depending on your team composition and how you want to utilize them. I'm not expecting too much out of him in Arena. We're actually going to go against this Hegemon team. Just in case he puts a block cooldowns on my Fang Cleric, I do want to showcase that I can transfer it over to another champion. All right, here we are. So he goes first. He didn't place block cooldown, so I did resist it. But I've actually tested him out where I couldn't resist it, and then I actually transferred over to another champion. So I guess that's one of the reasons why. I mean, usually Hegemons can go through this because people will them high accuracy, but I guess his was not high enough. We'll try another Hegemon team if we can find one. We're gonna go ahead and heal Rotos. Let's see how big his heal is. 17,325. That's actually not bad for a heal. And he also plays Veil on him, which is very good. So we're gonna go after Tormund. Alright, so still no debuffs on him. That's how much damage you can do. 7,000 damage. That's pretty low, but his attack is like 1,000 something. Alright, so yeah, 2-turn cooldown is no joke. So he doesn't have that ability again. We're actually going to heal Rotos, fully heal him, fill up his turn meter by 30% right there. And Rotos takes another turn. We're going to kill Arbiter. And we're going to go after Hegemon. He's dead. Yeah, so nothing else. So I couldn't really show much here. Sorry, guys. But you guys saw his turn meter boost is actually not that bad. Especially as not the primary turn meter booster. Alright, we got another Hegemon team right here. We're going to go after this team. 211,000 power. This team probably has enough accuracy to land that block cooldowns. I mean, obviously you don't want the block cooldowns to land, but I just want to showcase for you guys. Okay, he got a decreased attack on him. I shouldn't complain, man. My accuracy is actually working, so that's good. Extra turn, there we go. Okay, we just killed everybody, man. Okay, Hegemon's back. Alright, now we got three debuffs on him. Let's try to transfer it. I should be healing right now, but I'm actually gonna transfer the debuff. Show you guys how it works. So we're gonna transfer it to Hegemon. So he only transferred one of them. It was the decreased defense. And yeah, we're gonna kill him. And we can probably throw this on auto. We'll probably do one more fight if I have enough arena tokens. I think that ability to place champions under Veil is pretty underrated, and I should help out a lot of early / mid game accounts. All right, let's try to find another Hegemon. I'm surprised at how easy it is to actually find Hegemon. Like, this guy is so hard to pull. Yeah, we're gonna use that. This guy is so hard to pull that people. There's a lot of people that actually have him. All right. No, he didn't place the block cooldowns on him, but he has a decreased attack. So yeah, that's probably going to be the last battle. Let's end this battle. Let's see if we can win. I don't know if we can. Oh, he killed him. He killed him. He probably lost this. Let's see if we can pull it off. You gotta kill that big gun, man. Big gun and Rotos. Biggest threats. Big gun. Let's get rid of, I'd say Arbiter. There we go, we got a freeze. Oh, I got an extra turn. Okay, we're gonna go after Rotos, who's dangerous. Plus he's frozen now, so he can't counter. Come on, come on, let's go, let's go. Yes! Yes! Yeah, you guys are gonna laugh how I built my built my Rotos. I actually switched out his set. I actually have one of the frost set just for fun. But these frost set actually have good substats, so that's the reason why I did it. Look at that, 20% crit rate, and we got 80% crit damage here, and we got the attack percentage with 15% crit rate. We got some speed on it as well, so that's the reason why I'm doing that. And I'll probably switch it out something else after. Anyways, it's not a Rotos showcase, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. Clan boss, I don't think he is that good. I guess he can transfer a debuff on him, but that's not really going to be that helpful. And he does have a heal and unkillable, I guess, if you need to use him in unkillable comp. I don't know how good he is going to be in that because it's only on one ally, and it's only for, I believe, one turn. Faction Wars, I think he is amazing. If you go look at the Dark Elves faction, that's where he's from. You don't have a reviver here. You have a revive on death with Crimson Helm from the epics, but other than that, you don't really have a reviver. So he's actually very good for that role. And if you actually look at the legendaries, I think they only have Blind Seer that can revive. There we go. But she actually does receive damage when she revives. So a lot of people probably don't have her because she's a Void champion. So he's actually a very good choice for Faction Wars. So for those watching the video and saying, why should I build this guy? Faction Wars is going to be a thing, and there's going to be a free, I guess not free, but there's going to be a legendary champion that you can get after completing Faction Wars. And I think he's going to be a very solid choice for that Faction Wars team. For other healers, you do have Painkeeper, but yeah, let's move on, guys. So the dungeon I'm actually looking at is Ice Golem's Peak. I know a lot of people actually get wiped in Ice Golem with the Frigid Vengeance ability, so we're going to throw him in there. We're going to run Spider Lead, increase ally speed in dungeons by 25%. We're going to run him. We're going to take out Arbiter. I'm going to throw in Apothecary. Like I said, I think he's good with Apothecary. All right, here we are. We have the Ice Golem. 1 minute, 20 seconds. Zavia is dead. But I saw some pretty good synergy between Apothecary and Fang Cleric. We might actually wipe with this, but I just want to showcase the synergy here and showcase his support role. But I do not think that he can be a primary support champion if you're running like later stages, 20 dungeons, things like that. Oh, looks like it's gonna be a wipe, guys. Looks like a wipe. Come on, Rotos. All right, it's a wipe, guys. It's a wipe. All right, so this time I just bought Rosin. I thought my champions were too squishy, so maybe that might have been an issue. I think it was too much pressure on Apothecary and Fang Cleric. I mean, obviously, if you build them faster, then they would be better. But let's see if this works out. If it doesn't, man, I'm just scrap this whole video. Oh man, let's go. Okay, you guys gotta survive this. All right, everybody survived. We're almost there. Come on, almost there. Here we got the revive plus the unkillable. And yeah, we got the victory. If I brought in more durable champions, I think that would be easier, and then they have an easier time of healing them. Okay, so for Fire Knight's Castle, I think he is good in keeping your squishies alive. So if they die, let's say you bring a Cold Heart all the way to the end stage. There you go. So I brought a Cold Heart just to showcase. She is kind of slow, so yeah, we'll try to see if he can keep her alive. And we're gonna skip straight to the end. All right, here we are, guys. Everybody stay alive. Cold Heart died actually one time, and he brought her back to life, and then he fully healed her. Yeah, so in this team, we don't really have like uber healers there. She's dead. He's gonna bring her back to life, place that unkillable. So that is actually very helpful for people trying to progress in Fire Knight's Castle. And if you guys are saying, oh, I have a crazy good team, you guys go check out my free-to-play Fire Knight team. I actually did manage to complete Fire Knight's Castle with all rares and one epic who was High Katoon, so she's free-to-play epic. You guys check that out. So don't be like, oh, not everybody has these champions. Obviously, they do not have these champions, but I can actually plug and play him in my other team, the Fire Knight free-to-play team. I mean, it does take a while to complete the level, but it's still good for those that are trying to farm it to get Arbiter. All right, there we go. 2 minutes 47 seconds. That's actually pretty fast. Usually I have issues keeping Cold Heart alive if I'm not using Duchess or Arbiter, champions like that, but he actually played a very good role in Fire Knight. I actually think that he did better than he did Ice Golem's Peak. Ice Golem's Peak is very hard to keep you guys alive, especially for one support champion. And Apothecary is there obviously, but Apothecary does not provide any revives. All right, so for Spiders then, he is going to do a lot of turn meter boosting with his heals. I don't know if he actually does it on auto. We'll actually check that out right now. That's probably going to be the last place we showcase him. Yeah, so we're going to see that if he actually does it, and then we're going to skip straight to the end of the fight because I don't want this video to be too long for you guys. Yeah, so he actually did. He actually, even though they are fully healed, his AI is actually good. He actually still does the heal on them, so he can boost the turn meter by 30%. It's not an AoE boost, but it is on a 2-turn cooldown, which is very short. Oh, he does it on himself too. Shouldn't be doing that, man. If you do it on yourself, that's not good. Okay, let's see who he does it on again. He's got to attack first. Okay, there we go. He should have it soon. Okay, he did it on Miscreated Monster. That's actually not a bad choice, so he can use his lightning ability and put that huge shield up on your allies. But obviously you'd want to use it on Cold Heart or Royal Guard. And his turn meter is getting boosted. Alright, we're going to skip straight to the end now. Alright, so he never really got to utilize his revive, obviously, with this team composition, but if you run him in different composition, maybe he will be able to do it. It's a 4-turn cooldown, but his heal is actually very good, man. 2-turn cooldown is very nice to have, especially if it boosts turn meter and places Veil if it doesn't fully heal them. That's actually one of the strongest abilities in the game. I think if they actually had added AoE heal on that, it would be very, very, very good. So again, everything is based on team compositions. In Faction Wars, I think he is a 5. Just because he's able to revive your allies, and he's the only one basically other than Blind Seer in the Dark Elves faction, so he has to be a 5. Campaign locations, I don't think you can campaign farm unless you build him with more damage. Then he probably can't campaign farm, but it's going to be very slow obviously, so I'm going to give him a 3. I think he is good to help your team progress. So if it's your first time playing campaign, he's going to help your team progress if you're not trying to use him as a farmer. Arena offense, I think he's a 3.5, so I'm going to give him a 3. Clan boss, again, same thing. Dragon's Lair. I actually think he is very good in Dragon's Lair, even though he does have affinity disadvantage. Ice Golem's Peak, I think he is good, but the team that I had built around him was not that good. Fire Knight's Castle, I think he's way better than his rating, because the 3.1, he should be a 4. Arena defense, I'm going to give him a 3 for arena defense. Minotaur's Labyrinth, I'll actually give him a 5 because I think that he's going to help a lot of players progress. Spider's Den, I'll give him a 3. I think he is good if you built him with the right team. Void Keep, I'll give him a 4. So all the keeps, I'm actually going to give him a 4. I think that he is good because he can boost a turn meter. Most of the time, you guys won't even have taken that much damage. So speed and health is to recommend artifacts. I agree with that, man. I don't usually agree with it, but I agree with that. All right, guys. So overall, do I think that Fang Cleric is actually underrated? I think that he has room to improve. I do like his 2-turn cooldown, as I said. That was actually very nice to boost turn meter. Even if you guys don't need the heals, he's going to be boosting turn meter by 30%. I mean, obviously we have champions that can AoE turn meter boost, but this guy can also place Veil, and now that Veil got a buff, that's actually very nice. I know a lot of you guys probably won't build him. I mean, obviously there are better options, but for those that are struggling with progression, I think that he's a good, solid choice, and especially those that need help with faction wars. I think he's probably the best choice for faction wars other than Blind Seer, but Blind Seer is a Void legendary champion. So that's going to be it for the video. If you guys found this video helpful and entertaining, drop a like, guys. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm Tyrone. I need everybody to subscribe to the homie Ali Al Plays. And that's non-negotiable either.